salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? When the wicked, even mine enemies and my foes, came upon me to eat up my flesh, they stumbled and fell. Though an host should encamp against me, my heart shall not fear. Though war should rise against me, in this will I be confident. One thing have I desired of the Lord, that will I seek after, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord, and to inquire in his temple. For in the time of trouble he shall hide me in his pavilion. In the secret of his tabernacle shall he hide me. He shall set me up upon a rock. And now shall mine head be lifted up above mine enemies round about me. Therefore will I offer in his tabernacle sacrifices of joy. I will sing, yea, I will sing praises unto the Lord. Hear, O Lord, when I cry with my voice. Have mercy also upon me, and answer me. When thou saidst, seek ye my face, my heart said unto thee, thy face, Lord, will I seek. Hide not thy face far from me. Put not thy servant away in anger. Thou hast been my help. Leave me not, neither forsake me, O God of my salvation. When my father and my mother forsake me, then the Lord will take me up. Teach me thy way, O Lord, and lead me in a plain path because of mine enemies. Deliver me not over unto the will of mine enemies, for false witnesses are risen up against me, and such as breathe out cruelty. I had fainted, unless I had believed to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Wait on the Lord, be of good courage, and he shall strengthen thine heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS, whom rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers. And peace and blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect out there, pushing his word and truth. And in sincerity across the four winds, in the name of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the believers, the listeners, whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, and we're just going to continue on in the book of Romans. Okay, we're at the second chapter. All right, in this chapter, the Apostle Paul, he speaks on the circumcision, the uncircumcision, and he speaks on, the wrath of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. He touches on hypocrisy, okay, which is something we all have to be mindful of, okay, as we come into this truth that we learn. One thing that is easy to do, we can become, hypocrites unawares. So the Apostle Paul, he addresses these things in the second chapter. Now, it's crucial to understand, it's critical to understand, all right, the audience of the book of Romans, okay, because you had, Israelite synagogues in Rome. So you had those of the circumcision that believed in Yahweh Shai, and you had those, okay, that wasn't of the circumcision that didn't. All right, you had Israelites that didn't grow up or were cultivated, in the law, okay, and in the scriptures, okay. So you had Israelites of the circumcision, that knew who they were, that knew, about the promises, and that was cultivated in the law, okay. And you had those, all right, that wasn't cultivated in the law, all right, those Israelites. So you had, the Church of Rome, and it was a mix, all right. And this is why you see the Apostle Paul throughout this book, he would address, both parties, okay, which have become unified in Yahweh Shai, and Apostle Paul throughout the epistles, all his epistles, he will always make, he will break down that barrier of the circumcision and the uncircumcision, because there was a lot of strife and animosity between the two, or enmity. Okay, but through Yahushua and faith in Yahushua, all right, those that were cultivating in the law, the Israelites that was cultivating the law, and those that wasn't cultivated and brought up in the way of the law, okay, according to the first covenant, were unified through the sacrifice of Yahushua. That sacrifice covered both. Okay, so the Apostle Paul, he's going to address, these things, the uncircumcision, and the circumcision, and hypocrisy and the wrath of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Okay, so when you go here, because remember the first chapter, he spoke about, the lewdness, okay, of the old world, comparing it to the lewdness, okay, that was the norm, okay, in this Greco-Roman Empire, especially in Rome. Just like America was the peak of lewdness, okay, the hub of wickedness. That's what Rome was, okay. Just as America has influenced the earth in wickedness, well, Rome did the same thing, okay. It made wickedness and lewdness, especially sexual lewdness, the cultural norm, okay. Self-worship, all these things, Rome, was the hub of a lot of wickedness, man. So Apostle Paul, he addresses that in the first chapter. Now, when you go to Romans 2:1, and I'm going to read this in the NLT. Now, you can tell he's addressing, those of the circumcision, mainly, these first few scriptures, these first few precepts. It says, you may think you can condemn such people, but you are just as bad. And you have no excuse when you say they are wicked and should be punished. You are condemning yourself, for you who judge others do these very same things. And we know that the Most High in his justice will punish anyone who do such things. So just as today, you have those that didn't know that they're Israelites, okay, and what you see, they'll get on Jake about not having fringes on, or they'll get on a woman about not having a dress on, okay. Well, these same men will be lined up, bearing false witness, okay, adultery, okay, filthy lucres, extorting, the church. Okay, sellouts to the devil, but they get, on the scene and push the law, and Jake is condemning themselves, man. Anyone that boasts in the law, or anyone that puts on this front like they got it when it comes to the law, they're condemning themselves, man. And then they do that, and then they are very critical. They're very critical about others. So Apostle Paul was warning them, of falling into hypocrisy, man. Those are the circumcision that know. You see, that was cultivated in a way, not to be overcritical of those Israelite foreigners, okay. Those wild olive trees, the uncircumcised, okay. Not to be too critical of them, because we all right, have fallen short of the glory, which the Apostle Paul is going to get into. And Yahushua, that was one of his main things he was going into with the scribes and Pharisees of their time. Okay? This is Matthew 23:1. It says, then spake Yahushua to the multitude, to his disciples, saying, the scribes and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat. All therefore whatsoever they bid you, that observe and do. But do ye not after their works, for they say and do not. All right, because that's one thing, Jake. All right, as we understand how Jake get down, Jake is a finesser, and Jake would try to make himself appear righteous by keeping, certain laws in public, okay? But Jake, will have a whole nother life going on in the background, okay? Where he was the biggest sinner it was, man, But Jake knew how to present themselves in public with the phylacteries and the long prayers and the long, fringes, okay? The exaggerated outward appearance of righteousness, but inwardly they weren't right. And this is what Apostle Paul, all right, addressing in the book of Romans to the circumcision that was a part of the Church of Rome, okay? So when you keep reading, it says, I read verse 3 in the NLT, it says, so practice and obey whatever they tell you, but don't follow their example, for they don't practice what they teach. Okay, so these same men, because everybody's in the new covenant now, everybody's perfect in the law, but these are the same men who bear false witness, teach false doctrine, okay? Constant scandals of adultery are popping up, extortion, of the congregation, okay? All these things are going on, all right? But they know how to dress in unity, okay? They know how to march and hit the community and cook and hug, your grandma in the wheelchair, okay? And Yahushua spoke of that when you go down further, okay? This is Matthew 23:14 said, woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you devour widows' houses, and for pretense make long prayer. Therefore ye shall receive the greater damnation, man. And someone that knows what to do and still is willful, they're going to receive greater damnation. Okay? Because Jake get this wisdom and get this understanding, and they try to manipulate it for their own personal, come up. They're going to get the greater damnation. So Apostle Paul is warning the circumcision. Look, don't be like that. The circumcision in Rome, as part of the Church of Rome, don't be like that. You see? And then even us, as we grow in this truth and, we begin to rehearse the righteous acts, to this, this becomes our lifestyle. Jake can be cool, okay? Jake will be cool, then, Jake will whip out a cigarette, or Jake will open that pork chop plate, and we'll stop talking and frown. Like, you gotta be mindful, like, hey, the Lord working, in his time, maybe it's not for Jake, or maybe it's not his time, but we just can't be overcritical. Of course we got standards and barriers, and we just got certain things, that we don't join ourselves into. But we in the world, so you're going to be around certain circumstances. We're going to be around certain circumstances to where we can't just be just always overcritical, man. There's certain things that we should observe, take a mental note and move accordingly, okay? But the Apostle Paul was pushing the message, don't be overcritical, of the uncircumcision. Especially, you have new believers that come in, there's certain things that you might think, that they should get, new brothers come around. There's certain things that you think they should catch on to pretty quick, which we're in a time to where you got to catch on quicker, than 10 years ago, okay, 7, 8 years ago, all right, but they're still fresh out of the world, okay, so things that are natural have become natural to us. It's not natural to them yet, they got to grow into it, you see. So verse 15 said, woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye compare sea and land to make that's the one, that's the main point I wanted to get. Here you go, verse 25. Here's the point. Matthew 25:23 said, woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, And Yahushua's cursing these niggas out, man. Okay? This ain't being read like a Shakespeare play, man. You know? Yahushua is getting at these niggas, man. Destruction to you wicked ass niggas, man. You bitch ass niggas, man. Because he was seeing how corrupt these niggas were, but they was putting on like they was right. You know? And they were leading Jake. You know, Jake was completely spiritually dehydrated under these niggas' leadership. These niggas is living in plush estates and, you know, getting these tithes and, you know, making usury of the temple. And that's why eventually Howard Shah snapped out on them niggas, man. Okay? Jake was tripping, man. So this is your Howard Shah. He wishing harm on these niggas, man. Okay? You going hard on Jake. You see? And he wasn't saying this in Shakespearean old English, man. He was going crazy on Jake, man. Okay? That's why eventually he whooped Jake ass out the temple, man. You see? So, going into it, it says, "Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye make clean the outside of the cup and of the platter, but within they are full of extortion and excess." Okay? So Jake, all right, will put on this show, this outward appearance of righteousness. Okay? But inwardly, Jake wasn't right. Okay, because Jake knew the law, so there were certain laws that Jake can exaggerate, you know, for a show, but inwardly they wasn't right, and they were living pretty much double lives, man, which Apostle Paul, he's going to get into later in this chapter, you know. So, going here to the book of Romans chapter 2, verse 2 again, it says, "And we know that the Most High in his justice will punish anyone who does such things. Since you judge others for doing these things, why do you think you can avoid the Most High's judgment when you do the same thing?" Okay? You see? So, the Apostle Paul, you know, he was really addressing, you know, any hypocrisy, man. Which, you know, the Apostle Paul most likely got reports of certain things that was going on. Okay, and he's addressing these things, man, which are some of the exact same things that go on today. Okay, that has to be addressed, you know, in the churches, man. And that's why we can go to these epistles, okay, and get a solution, you know, with how to operate, you know, as a church, you know, in the new Roman Empire today. Okay, because these were church that was operating, okay, in Greco-Rome, man, you know. the Roman Empire. Okay, so we get a lot of our protocols of how to operate as a church today, you know, from these epistles, man. Okay, from the apostles, man. You know, and mostly from the Apostle Paul, because that was his office. Okay, the Israelite foreigners, man. Okay, the Hellenized. All right, Jake. Okay, verse 4 says, "Don't you see how wonderfully kind, tolerant, and patient the Most High is with you? Does this mean nothing to you? Can't you see that his kindness is intended to turn you from your sin?" Yeah, so this grace period was for us to grow in righteousness, man. Okay? Like this grace period is a kindness from Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. But Jake is taking long suffering, okay, and has turned this truth into a popularity contest. Okay, Jake has turned this truth into a money racket. Okay, Jake has turned this truth into a platform to push their ego. Okay, to debate and show how deep they are. Okay, the kindness of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua was for us to really grow in righteousness, man, to constantly clean up the inward man. Okay, the inward man has to be constantly cleansed day by day. Okay, and that's why a lot of this truth, you know, is based on us prophesying. Most of it is prophecy. Okay, and then behind prophecy, man, is us cleaning up the inward man, man. You know, cleaning up inwardly as you go here. All right, what it says in 2 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 16, it says, for which cause we faint not, but though our outward man perish, yet the inward man is renewed day by day. So the outward man is perishing, that old man, and the inward man is being strengthened day by day. So each day that we're in this faith, as we watch and we prophesy, okay, we have to couple that with the old man constantly dying and the new man being renewed every day. Okay, this is what the Lord showed kindness and patience for. His patience is based on us constantly conforming to Yahushua. Teaching, watching, and praying, and constantly conforming to Yahushua, man. Okay, it wasn't Yahushua didn't die. All right, so we can kick it, man. We can find out we Israelites and just cook all the goddamn time, man. And the Cupid shuffle all the goddamn time, man. Okay, there's a time, for that, but that's not the headline of the ministry, nah, man. Okay, hey, we're here to prophesy, teach, and constantly clean the inward man, even for the women. What does it say in 1 Peter 3? Okay, and all right, 1 Peter 3:3. Okay, it said, likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husband. If any obey not the word, they also may without the word be won by your conversation or your conduct. Okay, by your conversation of the wives, man. Okay, they're going into what? Becoming, what we're teaching. Really engulfed. Okay. It's baptized goes into being submerged, really being submerged in this word and becoming this word, man. Okay? And like I say, the product should speak for itself. To where people see that change. We should be a better version of everything that we were in the world, man. We're becoming a more refined version. All right? of what we used to be. You see? And it should show. It should go without saying. Okay? And it says, while they behold your chaste conversation and the couple with fear, their reverence, okay, whose adorning, let it not be of the outward adorning of plaiting the hair and wearing the gold and the putting on apparel. Okay? Because not saying that a woman, can't make herself look good, of course. Okay, as Israelite women, who can get more jazzy than them. That's a part, of y'all character. Okay, but that shouldn't be the beginning and end of what you are. Okay, that's what the scripture will call a light woman. Okay, if it's just based on appearance and the outfit. Okay, nah. What does the Lord value? Okay, verse 5. For after this manner, verse 4 says, but let it be the hidden man of the heart in that which is not corruptible, even the ornament of a meek and quiet spirit, which in the sight of the Most High grace a great price. Okay, so even for the sisters that believe, this grace period was for them to really tap into being a woman, all right, a daughter of Zion. What does that mean? Okay, what a wife, a true wife, like really tap into that. Okay. Now you don't have to, is he going to go into, okay, because wearing 100% cotton, okay, you can boast in that, but what's the inward man? Okay, because you can have 100% cotton and still be a nigga or a feminist, man. Okay, so it's about that inner man, the spirit, being constantly refined. Okay, through rehearsing the righteous acts, because Yahushua, he's gonna complete us when he returns. He's gonna perfect us, and he's gonna put the law within us, man. Okay, and it wasn't meant for us to be perfect. in the law, because that's what we lean on Yahweh Shai. Okay? The fact that we're not perfect in the law constantly points to Yahweh Shai, man. The only way that we're covered from the portion of the law, okay, that we can't keep. You know? So, let's go from there. Go back to Romans chapter 2. Okay? Verse 5. It says, but because you are stubborn and refuse to turn from your sin, you are storing up terrible punishment for yourself, for a day of anger is coming when the Most High righteous judgment will be revealed. He will judge everyone according to what they have done. And see, from the time of Yahweh Shai until now, you know, when Yahweh Shai was made that sacrifice, okay, and taken back to the Father, from that time until now, you know, the Lord has pretty much held back, okay, the bulk of his anger. You know, we're in the time now where all the anger of the Lord is going to be unleashed. You know, all this anger for wickedness that the Lord has been reserving is going to be unleashed, man. You see? And if we're not covered by Yahweh Shai, everybody's going to be judged according to their works. There's only a pardon through Yahweh Shai. Okay? There's only an exemption through Yahweh Shai. Okay? So these jakes, you know, they're boasting in the law, well, the Lord going to judge you according to that law, and he's going to judge you in anger. You know? And if you had to go before an ancient king, you didn't want him to judge you while he was angry. You know? You might, here it is, you know, the king is angry, he might lost, you know, 2,000 troops in the war, you know, 20,000 men in the war. He done lost certain trade routes, okay? And then you come before him, you know, because you done stole, you know, 3 sheep. So your case come before him, okay? He's pissed, and then you come in, you know, you done stole 3 sheep, you know what I'm saying? So, hey, he's going to judge you on a different scale when he's in his anger, man. Okay? And you see an example of that, you know, when you watch that movie, Pompeii. You know, I watched it yesterday, man. And when that volcano finally erupted, you know, the way that they caught, you know, the phases of their judgment, you know, it just showed, hey, that the Most High was pissed, you know, which Pompeii, all right, was a city, you know, within Italy, you know, within the Roman Empire, okay, which this epistle was written in 57 AD, you know, the volcano erupted, all right, Vesinius, it erupted in Pompeii in 79 AD, so about, Apostle Paul wrote this letter about 22 years before, okay, which he wrote this to Rome, and Rome is about 2.5 hours from Pompeii, you know, it's about 170 miles, okay, south of Rome, okay, but it was heavily influenced by Roman culture, all right, and it was wicked, man, okay, and you see that movie, you see the Lord in anger really open up, man, okay, because you had that eruption, which, you know, it blew the top off that mountain, you know, and it turned those rocks into like boulders of fire, man, okay. So you had that effect, you know, and those rocks were just shooting out, and they looked like missiles, man. You know, when you look at it, it looked like it was a missile strike. You know, and then you had rocks that wasn't on fire, that was pretty much like it was stoning, you know, people to death in Pompeii, man. You know, then you had tsunamis get caused, okay, because they was right there on the water, so you had tsunamis, okay, that came, you know, people drowned. You see, so it was like the Lord would just, you know, it's like a maestro, you know, he's working the orchestra, you know, and you got the string section, Okay, you got the horns. You know, you got the different sections in the band, and it was just like the Most High was just orchestrating judgment on that city, man. He was getting down, you know, and that's what we're going to see on a large level. Okay, when the day of the Lord's judgment, man, because it's going to be a build-up. He's going to be getting down. Okay, Yahweh Shem Al Shai going to be getting down all the way up until the day the missiles strike, ICBMs are launched. These nations have this nuclear exchange in this third world war, and Yahweh Shai returning. That's going to be a hell of a day, man. You know, because the whole movie was a build-up to that day, you know, and they will get, you know, earthquakes here and there, okay, but people were still partying and BSing, man, you know. They was into the gladiatorial games, okay. You had the governor, he was trying to, you know, get money from Rome to build, you know, new infrastructure, just like today, you know. It was just business as usual, man. Okay, but you had those signs, okay, that something was going to happen because the earth will constantly shake. You know, they will get those frequent earthquakes, man. You know, and I think they got a real bad earthquake in like '62, which was like 15 years, you know, before it erupted. But they had got a real bad earthquake that destroyed a lot of infrastructure, man. But what did they do? They rebuilt, and the Lord threw down. Okay, matter of fact, let's get that, and then we'll get into the Lord's wrath, man. Cause the day of the Lord, cause all I could think about was like, man, then there was nothing people can do. You know, cause you had people get on boats, but you had those rocks hitting the boat. You know, those flaming rocks hit them boats, man, exploding them boats. Okay, so there was no escape. If the Lord wanted you that day, you were done. Okay, so you go here. This is I'll just go into the judgment scriptures. When you go into Malachi, all right, because we in the time where the Lord finna throw down. All right, Malachi 1:4, it says, whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus said the Lord Yahweh Shem Al Shai of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord have indignation forever. And see, we speak about the Lord's indignation, his righteous anger, but when we see it in action, okay, though I said the elect shall scarcely be saved, man. You see? And our scripture tell how the remnant was a fright, man. When we see the Lord just open up, man, okay, because I says I'm watching this movie, man, I could just see like what the Lord gonna do on a grander scale. He just gonna have a lot of judgment working at once, okay, and it's just gonna be a slaughter, man. Okay. So we're in the time where the Lord finna throw down everything Esau, Edom has built up. Because it's going to be a lot of earthquakes, man. Those earthquakes are devastating, man. Okay? The scriptures say that what? When you go to Isaiah 24. Isaiah 24 and 19, it says the earth is utterly broken down, and the Lord gonna break this place down, man. And Esau has all these tall skyscrapers and infrastructures, man. You see, and the Lord is really finna throw down, man. He's literally gonna throw down. So you're gonna have missiles hitting all over the place. Okay, and you know America gonna get the bulk of the missiles that's in the earth and be turned into a desert, but there's going to be missiles that hit other places, man. Okay, so you're going to have, and one nuke can do a lot of damage, man. It's going to cause earthquakes. It's going to cause that nuclear wind. Okay, so we're finna see the earth, this infrastructure get broken down. Everything Esau has built up, you know, this new Rome. All right, except this time the Lord has allowed the devil to pretty much make the earth like Rome. Okay? But we finna see a lot of throwing down. Okay? And it says, the earth is moved exceedingly. All right? And it read in NLT, it said the earth has broken up. It has collapsed. It is violently shaken, man. You know? So we're finna see the earth, all right, this infrastructure pretty much collapse in the earth, man. Okay? And these heathens, all right, got a lot of work to do, man. Okay? They got a lot of work to do to clean up this rubble. You see? These heathens, hey, they got decades and centuries of work to do cleaning up this rubble, man. Okay? When the Lord throw this place down. Because when we come out these chariots, hey, they going to work. You see? Because we're not going to use concrete. Okay? We're going to build in a whole nother glory. Okay? Infrastructure that the earth has never seen. So this this concrete, all right, kingdom of Esau is finna be thrown down. Okay? A lot of it's gonna be melted. Okay? And I say America will be a desert. Verse 20 says, the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. Okay? You see? There will be no more Edomite cities, okay, builded in the earth anymore. Okay? There will be no more Roman infrastructure built in the earth anymore, man. Okay? This current infrastructure of this earth is going to fall and never rise again. Because when you look at modern architecture, a lot of it goes back to ancient Rome. Esau has revived Rome. Rome has been resurrected in the earth under Esau Edom, and mainly here in America, man. Okay? But we're finna see the Lord really throw this place down in his anger, man. And see, and we don't want no portion of that, man. That's why we constantly repent daily, man. You know, strive daily, cleansing the inward man daily, man. Okay? So, let's go from there. Let's get that. All right, but this judgment gonna move the earth. Okay, this is Ecclesiasticus, or the book of Sirach, 16 and 18. It says, behold, the heaven and the heaven of heavens, the deep and the earth and all that is therein shall be moved when he shall visit. Okay, a great shaking, man. You see, it's gonna be a great shaking in the earth, man. Those missiles, the impact of the missiles hitting. Okay, your house shot, them chariots getting busy. Okay, hey, it's gonna be crazy tsunamis and tornadoes and hurricanes. It's gonna be crazy, man. You know, hey, it's gonna be crazy, man. We're living in the build up to these times, man. All right, because we see storms are multiplying in the earth, weather is all over the place, and we know the devil, you know, the Lord has given him, you know, technology to tamper with things, but ultimately Esau's a tool, okay, or the Lord's judgment, man. So it all goes back to the Lord's anger. Okay? So the Apostle Paul is reminding them, like, look, there's a judgment for that shit y'all on, man. You know? Speaking to the circumcision, like, it's a judgment, man. Okay? Because the Lord's gonna judge the earth in his anger, man. All right, verse 19, it says, the mountains also and the foundation of the earth shall be shaken with trembling, okay, when the Lord looketh upon them, okay? So, hey, the Lord's coming to judge this place in anger, okay? And we have a chance to be exempt for that, man. You see? That's why scripture say, serve the Lord what? Fear and trembling, man. As we know what type of judgment awaits. Okay? How the Lord feels about this society. You know? As you got people trying to heal Babylon, and they're looking forward to AI and the digital society. You have no clue, man. The Lord finna throw this shit down. Okay? We use this world until we can't, you know. But eventually the Lord finna throw this place down, man. Okay? This is back in Romans. Okay? Back in Romans 2nd chapter. Romans chapter 2. Romans 2 and alright, Romans 2 and 6, it says, he will judge everyone according to what they have done. He will give eternal life to those who keep on doing good, seeking after the glory and the honor and immortality that the Most High offers, man. You see? So there's a reward in well-doing. You know? And it's beyond anything that we can fathom, man, because what Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai has promised, okay, for our obedience, for our faith. You see, this world can't begin to offer us that, man, to give us that, man. Okay? This world gives us chaos and dysfunction. Yahweh Shai, speaking of peace, bringing peace, man, order. This world brings death. Okay? Esau has turned the earth into a death camp. Okay? To where everything we do is rooted back to death in some type of way. Alright? Eating and go back to death. Driving to death. Okay? Family, death. Okay? Man and husband and wife, death. You know? Everything goes back to death in this society, man. Okay? But Yahweh Shai, okay, hey, he's coming. Matter of fact, what does it say? Let's get that in St. John. Let's get that in St. John 10 and 10. Alright? It said, the thief coming not but for to steal and to kill and destroy. And that's Esau Edom. Look what this man has done. Look at our nation, man. Look at the people in the earth. Look at the people that this earth produces, the type of people that this earth produces, man. Especially here in America, man. This man has completely stole all quality of life, man. Okay? This man has completely stole all peace out the earth, man. Okay? And he's trying to take more. Now he wants your thoughts. Okay? Now, instead of just giving you just enough to get by, he wants to program your money on what you spend it on. Okay? So all this man knows how to do is take any type of peace and joy out the earth, but he presents it as an upgrade. Okay? He knows how to present it and dress it up as if you want it. You see? Well, you go to this, it says, I am come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly, man. Okay? More abundantly, man. And we're going to just have abundance, man. We're not going to have to worry about net worth and budgeting a checkbook. Budget a child into the equation. No, we're not going to have to do those things, man. Okay? Racing for time. You go on the 3-day vacation, then you got a NASCAR back to the house and go deal with the chaos again. Like, nah, man, we're going to have abundance in time, abundance in joy, abundance in peace, man. You know, there's a reward for this, man. And the Lord is rewarding us for being good to ourselves. When we operate in righteousness, we're being good to ourselves, man. Keeping the law to the best of our ability, operating in the wisdom of the scriptures, we're being good to ourselves, man. Okay? And everybody, everyone that's in the body benefits from it. That's the thing. Not only are we being good to ourselves, but this also, you know, benefits, okay, the nation, man, the body. You know? So, going back here to Romans, all right, Romans the 2nd chapter, okay, verse 8. It says, but he will pour out his anger and wrath on those who live for themselves, who refuse to obey the truth and instead live lives of wickedness, man. Okay, and there's a lot of men, okay, they have made these truths about themselves, man, as you can see. Okay, there's a lot of men that have made this thing about themselves, man. Okay, they've taken this wisdom and ran to the internet and became celebrities, and now they're just feeding their celebrity, their celebrity ego, their character, man. Okay, they have made this thing about themselves. Certain women, they have made the truth about themselves, man. Okay, and there's a punishment. The Lord hate that shit, man, and He gonna show it. You see, reading on, it says, but there will be glory and honor and peace from the Most High for all who do good, for the Jew first, and also for the Gentile, which these are both Israelites. Okay, and remember, he's talking like this because there's the circumcision and the uncircumcision in the church. Okay, it says, verse 11, for the Most High does not show favoritism or respect of person. All right. When the Gentiles sin, they will be destroyed, even though they never had the Most High's written law. And the Jews who do have God's law will be judged by the law when they fail to obey it. So when the Lord judges, He's gonna judge according to the law. That's why this grace period, has been, the Lord has been long suffering. And that's why Jake has no cloak for their sin. Okay, even though Jake is not going to camp, and Jake is not in these classes, and Jake is not reading and researching. Okay, this word has gone out, and Jake has no cloak for their sin. Okay, and Jake loves to try to play that ignorant card. Jake liked to play oblivious, like they didn't know. But now they know. And the Lord has made it very convenient, man. He has made some of the most degenerate rappers have reverenced Israel. Have mentioned Israel in the song or in the interview. Okay, so this word, okay, the knowing of who we are has touched every platform, man. Okay, so you go here to St. John 15, and Yahushua say He coming back to judge by that law, and the elect will be pardoned because of their sacrifice, man. Okay, and then the Lord put the Spirit on us to make our body a living sacrifice, man, because that's how you really show you believe in that sacrifice. That's how we show that we believe in that sacrifice, by showing that appreciation for that sacrifice, man. Okay? And moving in that mindset, as Yahushua said, you can hang the whole law on loving the Most High with all thy heart, mind, and soul, and loving thy neighbor as thyself. Okay? And these guys that boast in the law, they're not even doing that. There's no way you can love the Most High but won't call His name or His Son's name, won't teach in their names. There's no way you can have love for the Most High. Okay? Then you lie about critical prophecy, man, dealing with the MOTB. There's no way you can love the Most High or your fellow Israelite. Okay? If you're giving them terrible instructions in how to move in these times, man. Jake told Jake to go get the juice, ISUPK. Okay? There's no way. So these guys that boast in the law, they don't even operate under the standard that Yahushua told us to love the Most High, okay, with all our soul, heart, and mind, and love thy neighbor as thyself. They don't even operate in it. So reading on, this is St. John 15:22. If I had not come and spoken unto them, they had not sinned, but now they have no cloak for their sin, because the Lord has allowed this word to go out. And the ministry been increasing, man. You know, 'cause I remember when I first came in, the quota was 2 videos a week. Then it was 3. Then the apostle set a standard, you know, well, hey, we should be teaching every day. So the spirit has been increasing as the Lord made good on his promise that he will pour out his spirit, okay, in the earth, man. So the Lord's spirit has been poured out, his expectations, okay. Well, you know, niggas, you know, on the, you know, Jake and Eve on the internet arguing about gender roles. Well, the prophets are teaching the gender roles according to the scriptures. Okay, we're not just complaining. We're coming with the solution, the order of things, man. Okay, so let's go back to the book of Romans 2 and 12. It says, 13. It says, for not the hearers of the law are just before the Most High, but the doers of the law, okay, shall be justified. Now, are we justified, okay, in keeping the law? You know, is there justification in the law alone? No. You know, and that's why Apostle Paul, he's going to expound on these things, you know, farther on in the scriptures. You see? But as we repented, okay, because what do we repent from? Sin. Okay? And within, you know, this walk, within the circumstances we in, there are portions of the law that we can keep. Okay? We can not deal with the woman on the Sabbath. You know, we can not get a hairline, not shave our beards. Okay? we can not steal. You know? There's things that we can do. You know, we eat the best and everything is so defiled, but our intent is to be obedient as possible, man. And that's what the Lord, hey, he's looking at that intent, man. What is our intent? We try to keep as much of the law as we can, you know, as best as we can in this captivity. You know, and that just shows obedience, man. Okay, a woman listening to her husband, being under the order of her husband, man, in the meek and quiet spirit. You see, there's an action behind the faith. You know, and where we fall short, hey, that's where Yahweh covers, man. Verse 14, it says, for when the Gentiles, the Israelite foreigners, which have not the law, do by nature the things contained in the law, these, all right, it said these having not the law are a law unto themselves. Yeah, because even when, you know, you look at post-slavery and you look at the order that our people had, you know, there were certain things that was frowned on. You know, adultery was frowned upon. You see, children out of wedlock, you know, children, and you wasn't married, those things was frowned upon, man. Okay? You know, men being lazy, like, nah, those things were frowned upon, man. And that's why you had, you know, Jake flourishing communities, because there was a standard. Even though they wasn't, you know, being taught out of the Torah, you know, do this and do that, you know, there was a certain, you know, a moral compass in Jake. You know, that was just natural, man. Okay? For a woman to be promiscuous, those things were frowned upon, man. You see? And even in this time, it don't matter how much Esau tried to push, okay, that alternative lifestyle. You know, when you look at those people, when you around those people, you can feel they have certain levels of shame. Some, you know, just out there, but you see, like on some of them, there's still a certain level of shame. You know, and certain things Jake still had that shame. Now we know it's getting worse and worse. Okay, because inwardly, hey, Jake, you know better, man. You see? But this is a culture where wickedness is rewarded. Okay, and righteousness is scoffed at and mocked at, man. Okay? Verse 15, it says, which show the work of the law written in their hearts, their conscience also bearing witness, and their thoughts, the meanwhile accusing or else excusing one another. Okay, so their thoughts can either accuse them or Jake have a conscience. Why certain artists, these musicians, these rappers, singers, they go through their depression. You see, they start trying to, they music get a little sad. They drop, they go through a time of sadness, man. They're trying to express, their remorse on the song. Okay, the regrets. Okay, because they be accused, man. Okay. Verse 16, it says, in the day when the Most High shall judge the secrets of men by Yahweh Shai according, to my gospel, behold, thou art called a Jew and rested in the law, and makest thy boast of the Most High, and knowest his will, and approvest the things that are most excellent, being instructed out of the law, and art confident that thyself art a guide of the blind, a light of them which are in darkness, an instructor of the foolish, a teacher of babes, which has the form of knowledge and of the truth in the law. Thou therefore which teachest another, teachest not thyself. Thou that preachest a man should not steal, dost thou steal? So he's constantly addressing hypocrisy, because the circumcision they had, they just had a boast. They just had a thing of pride over the uncircumcision, man. So Apostle Paul is busting that up, man. Like, look, don't be around these people like y'all got it. Of course y'all gonna look great compared to them, because they don't know. Okay, they were completely ignorant, man. But the Israelite foreigners just had that faith, man, and they had that zeal, and they was willing to learn, to the point to the Galatians, they were trying to be perfect in the law. Paul had to like, look, that ain't the way. You see, yes, it's great to keep the law, but when you start trying to be justified in the law, okay, then that's when you become a hindrance to yourself, man. You see? So verse 22 says, thou that sayest a man should not commit adultery, do thou commit adultery? Thou that abhorrest idols, doest thou commit sacrilege? Because you look at it and you see even like with IUIC, that whole Saturday sundown to Sunday, Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. Okay, here it is. We understand that even when you go into the days of the week, they're all named after Greek god, pagan gods. So a lot of these, customs that Jake tried to incorporate into the truth, man, it go back to paganism. The hell doctrine, that's paganism. That's Greek mythology, man. Okay, so here it is. Once again, these guys boasting the law, but you're teaching Greek mythology, man. You're teaching idol. Jesus Christ is an idol. Is an idol, man. Okay. So, reading on, it says, thou that makest the boast of the law, through breaking the law, dishonor thou the Most High. For the name of the Most High is blasphemed among the Gentiles through you, as it is written, for circumcision verily profiteth if thou keep the law. But if thou be a breaker of the law, thy circumcision is made uncircumcision. Therefore, if the uncircumcision keep the righteousness of the law, shall not his uncircumcision be accounted for circumcision? Okay? So, the Apostle Paul, okay, is, he's driving home the point, okay, that there's no boasting in the law. you know. And if you break the law, though you physically circumcised, okay, spiritually that'll make you uncircumcised, man. You see? You know, because Jake will boast in those things, man. You know, Jake will be high and mighty, and they're holier than our spirit. Okay? And it says, and shall not uncircumcision, which by nature, if it fulfill the law, judge thee, who by letter and circumcision, those transgress the law. And you read in the NLT, in fact, circumcised Gentiles who keep the Most High's law will condemn, all right, you Jews who are circumcised and possess God's law but don't obey it. For you are not, all right, verse 28, for he is not a Jew which is one outwardly, neither is that circumcision which is outward in the flesh. Okay, so the Apostle Paul was letting them know that, you know, these outward, you know, showings of righteousness, you know, by boasting in the law and keeping certain traditions and, you know, making a boast in it. And that's the fringes. Jake is boasting that they're right in the law. You know, the fringes on everything. Which there's nothing wrong if you want to wear your fringes, but when you boast in it and try to make that mandated, that you have to wear them all the time, you know, on everything, and if you're not, then you're falling short. Okay? now it's a problem, man. Okay? Because what is the inward man? What is the inward man doing? How is the inward man growing? Okay? Because you could put fringes on everything and still be that nigga, still be the nigga woman. Okay? No change. But you can put on this outward appearance of the law. Okay? Verse 29 says, but he is a Jew, all right, which is one inwardly, and circumcision is that of the heart, all right, the mind, in the spirit, and not in the letter, whose praise is not of men, but of the Most High. Yeah, you know, because it shouldn't take the fact that we will be stoned to keep us from committing adultery. Okay, the fact that we will be stoned to not eat pork. All right, the fact that we will be stoned not to worship idols, like, nah, that should just be in us. Like, nah, that ain't right. You know, there's nothing in me that wants to do that. Okay, and that's really becoming dead to sin. Now, the technicalities of the law, the cotton and the sacrifice, you know, and the going into even the execution of the law. We can't execute judgment according to our law. Okay, we can't do that here. But those things are going to be in effect in the kingdom, not the sacrifice for sin. You know, that's done away with, you know, for the nation of Israel. Okay? But there's, certain technicalities of the law, we are going to wear one fabric in the kingdom. You know, we're not going to think of evil thought in the kingdom. Okay? We're not going to ever forget what day the Sabbath is in the kingdom, man. You see? It's going to be perfect. But see, our mindset is becoming dead to sin because there's nothing in us that want to do that anymore, man. You know? And that's come from the inward man being renewed, man. Okay? Things had to die in us, man. You see? We don't want to steal from nobody. Especially a fellow Israelite. We don't want to bear false witness on anyone. No matter what type of disagreement we have, we don't want to bear false witness on. You see? And that's sin being put to death in us, man. Okay? So, yeah, that's the point. Romans 2. You know, Lord will. All right, you brothers. You know, and you sisters were edified. You know, just wanted to go into that. You know, Lord will, you know, we'll keep the series going. You know, and I have a few other things I want to get on, you know, dealing with the Roman Empire. You know, since we in this book, you know, it's always good to go into the backdrops and the happenings, you know, during that time. You know, so Lord will, you brothers and you sisters edified. Till next time I say shalom.